future,
irregularity,
nonsense,
body aches,
arthritis,
social media,
knee pain,
retirement,
corona,
phone scams,
technology,
nursing homes,
assisted living, doctors. Welcome to the O Word Podcast. Hey, Gary.
How are you?
You know, I'm well. This is Michael McNerney.
This is Gary McNerney. Welcome.
This is the podcast of the O.
Welcome to the O Word Podcast. So we talked before.
We did talk
before we started recording.
We had a lot of bleeps in our last episode.
And
we bleep out
the word old.
Oh my gosh.
Old MacDonald had a farm. We would have beeped that out.
We're not beep. I can hear you say it.
So audience feedback says, kind of cool it on the beeping. So we're going to cool it on the beeping. But there's a problem. Another problem has been brought up.
What?
We normally coordinate and communicate before we start an O-Word podcast.
Often, not always. Right.
We have nothing to talk about.
We don't have anything to talk about.
Absolutely nothing to talk about.
Well, some might argue that even when we do talk, it's really nothing to talk about.
That's an excellent point. So we've done 10, including the trailer, we've done 10 podcasts.
All right.
And I think maybe this is the first where we haven't at least had an outline of what we were going to do.
Right.
So, what do you want to talk about, Uncle Michael?
Uncle Michael? Well, as you said, I don't have anything.
So, I say I'm not prepared.
But you really are
Maybe
prepared.
that was a slight fib.
You're prepared.
We have not selected, but
You've got snippets.
Snippets. For example...
This is going to be a snippet episode.
For example, recently I was with some people.
Uh-huh.
And one of these people...
Uh-huh. Were they of a certain age?
They were of a certain age. They were old. So they were of a certain age. And one of them was talking about a relative who, in the movie theater, the phone rang.
Oh, not good.
Not good when your phone rings in a movie theater.
Well, they tell you. Don't they tell you to turn off your
And he whispered...
phones?
He did a loud whisper, thinking it was, thumbs up, okay.
So wait a minute. He answered the phone.
He answered the phone. How he answered was, I can't talk right now.
Oh,
I'm in the movies.
Seriously.
You would think that would have been enough.
And then he hung up right after that.
Then he hung up right after that. But he didn't.
Oh, he didn't hang up.
He said, yeah, sure, I can join you, but I can't talk right now. I'm in the movies.
And yet he was kept talking.
Rather than hang up right away.
Oh my gosh. Do you think that's a people of a certain age thing? Maybe someone younger might text if they really need it.
There's a button that you can push, a one-stop shop on most phones that says, can't talk right now. You just boop. It boop, stops it right away.
I thought that was a phone dialing.
Beep, boop, 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 boop,
oh,
boop.
that's
no, it's
phone
dialing. A single boop, boop, is stop.
Okay, all right, good to know.
Right.
Good to know.
So there's another possibly. So that's possibly a subject we can talk about.
Well, I think I agree with you in that these are snippets. It's just worth a snippet, I think.
And a snippet we did. That's right.
Snipped. We're snipped? So, I don't know.
What about the hurry up and wait syndrome
hurry up and wait
for seniors?
Okay.
So in many cases, seniors, they're in a hurry. They're retired.
Are we seniors,
they're in a hurry.
By the way? Don't answer that question. Never. Anyway.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
I don't want to. It's not something I want to discuss right now.
All right. I'm good with that.
So, at the end of things, whether it's a casino, exiting a casino, or bingo is I've experienced this in bingo.
All right.
Last bingo's called, and there's a rush.
There's an explosion?
No, not an explosion. That's that's beep, 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 is a phone.
Phone dialing.
Boop is a
I
stopping
paid
text,
attention. See
and is a rush from the bingo parlor.
All right.
So, no, okay. I used to, on occasion, bring and pick up my mother-in-law from bingo.
Yeah.
And the rush after the last bingo was...
Did she rush out?
Probably. I guess I don't recall, but... And nobody has anywhere to go. Do you remember once I asked...
Maybe they did have somewhere to go.
300 people?
I guess all of them probably didn't have an engagement where they needed a prompt arrival.
Probably. Hey, do you think
Sometimes, I think.
Do you think spandex was made for everybody?
Spandex is not made for everybody.
Yeah.
No, spandex is not made for everybody.
I have never worn spandex that I'm aware of.
That you're aware of?
That I'm aware
so
of.
maybe sometime you could have been drugged and...
Woke up and I was wearing spandex.
Woke up in spandex with a mustache painted on your face in magic marker. Don't you remember that? Back in the early 80s?
I've seen the pictures.
You don't remember, you don't recall. You know, I think I have bicycle shorts. So is that spandex?
If it is, the evil eye is coming from this end. You really wear bicycle? So
absolutely. Why not? I mean, it's part of the garb. It's part of the, I got the clipless pedals, the helmet.
So if
bicycle shirt that says, it says a logo of a car company.
So you're all in. Else. You're all in for.
Well, then why not? Yeah, absolutely.
So if I had a good bike, and I rode often.
But you have a bad bike and you don't ride ever.
Exactly, and I wouldn't wear spandex.
Oh, you might consider.
I'd wear a helmet.
You'd be the odd man out or the odd woman out.
I'm not sure which I'd be. The odd man or the odd woman. I'm comfortable with my female
You're
side.
odd.
I'm comfortable with my feminine side.
All right, good to know.
So
good to know.
Spandex was not made for everyone. So what about this? Okay. Oftentimes, some seniors. Oh, there's another. I just thought of something else too. Wow! Now it's popping into my head. I can't stop it. When there's a 2-for-1 special.
2-for-1 special, yeah.
And you need zero. Oftentimes, my father-in-law perhaps would go buy 2 of them.
Whether
he needed it or not.
Something he didn't
look whether he needed it or not.
All right.
So possibly. Maybe.
Is it?
Maybe.
But is it something he could use in the future? He could keep in the pantry?
That's a possibility. I shouldn't have singled out my father-in-law, but he's not going to listen to this.
I'm going to play it for him.
Well, that's okay.
All right.
He'll say, yeah, that's what I do. Why the fuck you bringing me up? He would say that to me, too.
Yeah.
So here's a serious subject for seniors. We either spend a snippet today or this could be a potential future subject.
All right.
Coupons. Coupons used to clip. Coupons. Right? There's a lot of seniors who don't have smartphones. Or, I think they call them smartphones, right? Or like an iPhone or a Galaxy.
Yep.
A lot of, I'm going to say, maybe not most, but at least the stores I deal with, whether they're a big box store or a local grocery store, you can't click coupons. They have it on the phone, and you've got to join their app.
Yes,
and sometimes they make it. They're trying to make it less complex, less onerous to do. But my father-in-law, I'm going to comment. This is serious now because my father-in-law couldn't get a deal
because he didn't have a smartphone.
Because he didn't have a smartphone.
Right.
He has a flip phone, and that's okay if he has a flip phone. But so I think these grocery stores may want to reconsider. You're smiling because you're in a counter to the art.
You can't go back.
Technology, Mike. Sometimes it sucks for the people of a certain
age. If we went backwards, you'd need to buy a horse and start riding that bike again.
I've never thought about buying a horse. Maybe I will go buy a horse.
You will?
Yeah.
With your flip phone?
I'm going to get a flip phone and a horse.
Are you going to get the cowboy hat? Now,
if I had a horse, I'd have a cowboy hat.
You would? Would you do the boots as well?
Fuck yeah.
Yep. With a bicycle, you're not going to do the shorts?
And I'd spike with several syllables for one word.
People ride
horses
in the north as well. And in the west and.
So I don't have to change my accent.
You don't.
And use 2 syllables for shit.
You don't.
So I hope I didn't offend anybody.
You don't.
There.
Oh, you probably did. Yeah.
Well, they're probably not listening if I would have offended them anyway. So.
What? Wait. Tell me that logic. They're probably not listening.
I don't think our podcast has the reach
of Southern folk.
I don't believe.
Well, we need to reach out. You're the marketing.
Oh, wait a minute.
You're the marketing.
Wait a minute. We had a guest from Florida.
We did.
Is that down south?
It is.
On the map, Florida's south. So we do have the reach.
It might be the most southerly
Disclaimer, if I've offended anyone with my southern accent and 2 syllables for shit, apologies. What about shopping on a Saturday?
Is it illegal, or you think it should be?
It should be reserved for the working folk.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So no people who are retired, no people who can shop during the week should be allowed. There should be a rule. How do you police,
sign on the door?
that?
Sign on the door.
It's self-policing.
Retirees, go
Not
away.
welcome.
If every Saturday and Sunday, retirees not
weekend,
welcome.
No weekend shopping.
I'm obviously exaggerating, but in my view, now this is an opinion show. In my view, seniors should not bank and shop on.
What if you need the half and half?
Get it on Monday or Friday.
What if you didn't?
Okay, except for emergency basis.
Emergency. There's never emergency. I mean,
an emergency half and half. If you drink half and half in your coffee, that's an emergency.
Kind of is, yes.
Yeah.
Kind of is. I kind of agree. So. But go out to get the chicken you're going to throw on the grill. Go out to get...
I'm not going to modify my opinion. See, I now do my grocery shopping in the middle of the week.
Seriously?
Yes, because
Seriously?
everybody else is in the store on Saturday. Everybody.
Wow. You did modify. You said you're not going to
I modified
my
behavior. I did.
right.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of modifications to my behavior that have been done in post-retirement.
Working?
Yes.
Pre-retirement.
Not pre-retirement.
Not pre-retirement. Post-working.
Post-working.
Post-office.
Prenuptial.
Okay. All right.
Subjects that have... So what about using a flashlight in a restaurant to read the menu?
Well, use your phone.
Okay. Yeah, you don't
You don't bring your...
You don't open your cabinets, carry a flashlight.
Your foot and a half long mag light.
Mag light into a... No, I said it wrong. So, but even...
Do you think that should not happen?
I just find myself having a harder time reading the menu, and I'm wondering if you do the same thing.
I don't.
So I'm guilty of
using the flashlight
being in
on
restaurants that don't have the best. See, you like not a lot of lighting, right?
I don't prefer it too bright. Yes, I like dimmer lights.
I prefer bright. I'm already dim, so I prefer.
You need to be bright.
So I prefer bright. So you don't do that. You don't. If you're in a restaurant and you can't read the menu, you'll struggle rather than look old.
I don't struggle. I don't struggle.
You don't struggle.
I put on glasses.
The struggle is real.
Put on glasses.
Oh boy. And we talked about rushing when you leave, rushing to like out of bingo and things. Do you remember?
I don't know if I've ever played bingo.
So that's a good. You know where I've played bingo?
No.
At a brew pub in Florida.
Oh really?
Yeah, and you win beer.
You win beer?
So that's
okay. Maybe I have played bingo, but
that's
it's not
a bingo
often.
I recommend.
Maybe I have, but it hasn't been often. Certainly.
So dining out, reservations largely online. So my father-in-law or people of a certain age.
You are really picking on your father-in-law.
I'm not picking on him.
You are picking.
This is helping him. What if I can affect change
by him not listening to our podcast?
What if we can affect change? And my father-in-law can go to a restaurant without a smartphone to make reservations because all the reservations are online. I guess that's probably exaggerating saying all the reservations.
Yeah, you can call generally. Generally, you can call.
Yeah, so
maybe not 100%.
Do you find yourself
here we go
at breweries and wineries more often?
I do
as you
actually.
Mature?
I do actually. Yeah. Why is that?
It's fun.
Are
and
we
good.
consuming more alcohol?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can. My hands up. I'm consuming more alcohol in my later years. Mm-hmm. But it's a conscious decision.
Right.
Right.
Our brother-in-law and sister invite us out often to a brewery,
and it's fun.
It is fun. And we have the time.
And we just recently went on a brew pub tour on a bus.
For Alex's
birthday, D-Day,
yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun time was had by all.
I hope so. I think so.
Do you use AARP discounts?
No, I don't.
Don't you dare tell me you're not a member of AARP.
I'm not a member.
What the F?
I just don't.
Discounts. So I don't take advantage as much as I could, but I get a discount on my car insurance for being a member of AARP.
Really?
And I've shopped around.
You're promoting.
You better shop around.
You're promoting
I'm not promoting
service.
AARP. Everybody should
Wow.
join. Everybody should join AARP.
Whoa.
Absolutely. Everybody over 50 join AARP.
What?
It's not expensive. You get a years-long membership for a nominal fee.
Is there a kickback? If there's a kickback for this, I want some of it.
It's something I don't want to talk about. I'd prefer not to say. What is your statement? I'd prefer not to say right now.
I'd rather not say. Yeah.
Some of the AARP discounts, rental cars, flights, cruises, dining, Clark's shoes. There's a discount, very specific, Clark's shoes. Not shoes. There's not a shoes discount. Clark's shoes discount. Silver Cuisine, whatever that is.
Isn't that where we go? Growing up, didn't we go to Holyoke and go to Clark's Shoes?
Bales. That's another plug. That's a plug from a place that I believe may no longer be there.
I don't believe it's there.
Yeah, that's we can fact check. Yeah. There's some banking discounts. There's rail tour discounts, hotels and resorts naturally discounts.
What's a banking discount?
I don't know. Oh, maybe you get free flashlight when you open up an account. I don't know what a banking discount is.
So people, it's going to have to be online. It's not going to work on your flip phone, but you can get free checking and the highest interest on savings if you search that for some banking.
Search what? What? Discounts for banking?
Not discounts. Interest on savings. I get 5.25 interest on my savings.
Is it real money? Because are they scams?
And I pay 0 monthly fee, and my balance of my in my checking account can go down to $0 with no fee. So out there, if you're paying monthly fees for your checking account, don't. If you're not getting interest in your savings account, you can and should.
So this is where we differ. I'm leery. I'm paranoid by nature every time I try.
You should be, and right? You absolutely.
Because there probably are a lot of online scams. Join our bank. Come on, we'll give you free checking. We'll give you, and then you put your money there.
You need to do your due diligence. My money's there, and I get all that.
Yeah,
and it's great. It's great,
and
I can go happy. To and they're not local for me, but I can go to I forget what the designation in the ATM machine is, but I can go to ATM machines around the country and get 0 fee for taking out cash.
You found this bank online.
I did.
You've never walked into the bank. That's walking.
Okay, we've got stopping. We've got phone dial. We've got a bunch of people leaving a crowded room.
I think I changed that one up. No. Oh no, I forgot.
And walking.
I forgot. Walking.
I that's like a skip or running. Walking will be.
Okay, Mr.
Heel toe.
Okay, Mr. Foley.
Heel toe.
This is Freddie Foley here, showing you how to walk heel toe. Put one foot in front of the other.
Oh, you did it. You sang.
Soon you'll be walking out the door.
I've told you, you have a good voice.
I've never had a good voice.
You do have a good voice, but you just don't embrace it.
As you mature, do you find yourself paying more attention to the weather?
When I started...
That was a lot of awkward silence there.
So when I paid more attention to the weather was sailing. The wind, the sun... if it's a nice day, if it's going to rain, you're not going to go sailing. If it's not windy, you're not going to go sailing. If it's too windy, you're not going to go sailing. There's about 2 days a year when you can go sailing.
I find myself winter, spring, summer, and fall. Oh, that was a joke. Am I supposed to laugh?
Yeah, maybe
that didn't go over too well.
Maybe the sailors out there are chuckling.
Oh, let's listen. Sailors, are you laughing? So winter, spring, summer, or fall. For some reason.
All you got to do is call.
That was not a song that I was doing. So if I find myself paying more attention to the weather on my phone. I just do.
All right.
I just do.
Right.
You
That could be
make
a
weather-based decisions,
That
right?
could be a thing. That could be a thing.
You make weather-based decisions for just about everything.
Whether to go.
Weather to go? Here's your weather to go. What are you eating in or dining out? I'd like some weather to go, please.
Whether to go to the
weather, WH.
brew pub inside or to go to the winery outside sitting by the vines.
Sitting by the vines.
Sitting by the vines.
Do
The
most?
grapevines.
Have you heard it through the grapevine? So
Moving on.
So I'm guessing we've exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
Well, yeah, you should be
I am
exhausted.
exhausted,
Our
yeah.
audience is completely exhausted.
I hope not.
I've exhausted my list I wasn't prepared for. I have.
Hey, I didn't even have a list.
So we're going to have to talk about that offline.
All right.
All right, all you out there in
Signing off,
podcast
signing
land,
off.
we're
All right.
signing off. Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
Do not listen to the O Word Podcast if you're allergic to the O Word Podcast. Your bicycle wheels may suddenly deflate. Thumb wrestling may become your favorite sport. You may want to watch more Adam Sandler movies. The unknown may remain unknown even after they are known. Stopping in the middle of a sentence may become... Knowing or not knowing may be reversed at times when least expected.